Hi guys, salut la gang. I'm going to do a short video just to talk about a little modification I do with the template for the single ply from Woddy's. I wanted to put 192 studs with double backers. I want to put two per row, two doubles per row, and on the template they only have they don't have the 192 template, but it's very easy to just modify it. And I'm going to show you that in detail, so I'm going to do a close-up. And this is only to help you guys with one of my tricks, because I bought this, because I used to have a template for aluminum template like this for the 252 pitch, but this one is 286 single ply. And I thought it was a good idea to follow the Woddy's pattern. So we're gonna show you what I did, and if you like it, subscribe to the channel, and we're gonna do easy videos for you guys. In French, je vais vous montrer comment que je fais la modification pour ajouter 3 trous dans le template pour le Woddy's. Eux, ils me donnent le 140, le 84, 90, 96, 102, 108, 144 pour la 137 pouces. Moi, je voulais mettre 192. Puis, ils l'ont pas dans le patron, fait qu'on fait juste modifier un peu leur patron. Je vais vous montrer comment faire ça, je vais me rapprocher. Puis, inscrivez-vous à notre canal YouTube, puis on va vous montrer plein de petits trucs de même, là, au fur et à mesure. Merci. Okay, so I'm going to show you here. I want to put doubles in each row, and they don't have it on this template. They only have double, single. You could go up to 144 with a 137. So I want to use this. I want to put 4 studs per row with this template. So what I had to do, I turned my backer upside down, and I just added with my pen, I made circles here with this, the A hole here. I added one there, and I added one here down, and one on top. So that gives me double, double, double for the 6 row pattern here. So you just need to mark with your double backer upside down, it's easier. After that, I took my sled, my track, the drill bit that the Woddy sent me. Little piece of wood underneath. I'm going to use the inside to look inside, to be very centered with my mark. Yeah, I should have hit harder. Just use hard wood. This one here. Here I already did it, and I named it the D. So you have the A, B, C's, and the last one here is going to be the D. I also put numbers for the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and here 137, 192 studs double. Mark all C's and the D's. So it's going to give us 4 studs per row with the double backers. I also, you could use this a few times with your pencil. We use paint a paint pencil to mark the track. After that you have to drill and be very aligned on your paint or on your mark, and sometimes it shifts, or if you're not very precise with your marking, you could shift a little bit and your backer is not going to be easy to put in. It's not going to be aligned on your stud if your hole's a little off. So I took some aluminum 1/4 inch thick. I had here, it was a 2-inch width, and I just shaved it to 49 millimeters, and it's 7 1/4, 3/4 long, excuse me, and it's 197 millimeters long, 1/4 thick. It could be 3/8, it could be 1/8 in steel, or whatever you have. You just need to have 49 millimeters width, so it goes nice and snug between the track lugs. And here you're just going to center that in your two your slide holes here, right in the center of your track. It's going to be the exact fit. Okay, so I took this and I started. I could have made 6 pieces like that, but I only had 4 actually. I didn't have enough, and I decided to use the same for 3 patterns here. I have the 1, that's my 1. So I just marked it. I put this on top, I center it very nicely. I'm going to do this one with you. Example, I took this one here, I center it. You see, this one's not wide enough, that's why I didn't use it. Anyway, you can center it. You can mark your center here if you want to, okay? And always put it in the center of your track. That's easy too, if you want to do that. Or you just cut it 7 3/4 long, so it's going to be the exact length for the track window to window. So you just mark your hole. I blacken it out all the way like that. It's easier when you mark. When you do your marks on the marker, it's easier than on the bare aluminum or bare steel. So you're going to see your marks easier on the ink. After that, I have a galloper here. You could use your whatever you want to center your marks. So I have 49. So it's 24.5 millimeters. I'm just going to mark it in the center here. So that's my center. After that, I measured this center to center here. I'm gonna check, that's 8 millimeter hole. I zero it. Yeah, so it's 30.5 millimeters center to center. Now I'm gonna just put the ear here. I'm gonna do a mark there and a mark here. That's my center to center. It's perfect. I put it by eye in the middle of the circle. The important is the space between the two, so your backer is going to go on very nicely. Once I did that on the mark, I start with a little tap so I can move it. I can move it if I'm not perfect. When I mark the 4 spots like that. Oh, let me shift a little bit. Go that way. Nice and center. Now I used a small bit just to start the hole with my press drill, or your hand where you want, and you finish with the 3/8 drill bit. 3/8 drill bit is the actual size of your Woddy cutter here, so your cutter is going to go a bit through it like that. It's going to be snug. So that's how I mark. Now I took this one here, that was the 5, okay? I named it 5 as an example, 5. So I used the same one to use two patterns for the same part. You see here my hole's too close. I'm not going to use that one, not that one. This one here, 4. If I move up, I'm going to choose that one that's going to be the further from the number 5 pattern. See, I could use 5 and 1 on the same plate. I could use 5 and 3 on the same plate. Okay, so I'm going to use 5 and 3. I'm going to put it under it with my center mark centered in my template. Same distance here and here. And I'm going to do the same thing. Mark. I'm going to color all this circle with my Sharpie. There you go. You see, so I have enough space to put 2 patterns on the same plate. Actually, it's going to be like this, 1 and 5. And I also marked it with the marker here. I engraved it in the plate because the Sharpie, sometimes we use a cleaner, whatever, grease is the Sharpie's gonna disappear. So that's how I make the steel or aluminum or whatever you want templates to copy the Woddy's paper template. When I'm gonna stud it, actually do the holes, I'm gonna use the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna mark those 1, 2, 3. The only thing you have to be careful is not to mistake and drill your track in the wrong numbers. You have to be concentrated not to drill it somewhere it doesn't have to be. So 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, it's going to be this one here, 4, 5, 6. You see? You do that all around your track. So you're going to be able to put double backers every row on any kind of track that has the 2.86 pitch using the Woddy's template I have here. Okay, let's continue with the holes. I used this Woddy's tool. I just sharpened it. You could put on the bench grinder. I just gave it a little sharpening because it was starting to be pretty dull. Okay, so I have my pattern tool here. I already started earlier, so here I was at number 6. Start over at number 1, 2, and watch your wheels when you're drilling. Okay, so 6 is done. So we're back to 1. I put some water on this, on the tool bit. It helps slippery, it's more slippery. 1, 1, just have to center this under your windows, 7 3/4, or if you have a mark in the middle, you could just center with the center lugs, but it's harder. Like here I can't see where's the center, you know. So you better center in your windows, it's easier. Number 2. Sometimes the pieces get caught under the plate. 2. Okay, we're at 3. This is my number 3. Number 4 is here. You see the Sharpies start to be, it's gone, okay? It's not very permanent Sharpie. That's why I marked it with the engraving tool. Number 3, number 4. Take the little piece out if you're able, the screwdriver or whatever you have. It's easier to start your hole. 3. If you push very hard, it's gonna go through. It's made for that. But sometimes the little pieces of rubber get stuck inside and it's hard to push. Number 3, don't get disturbed. 3. Number 4, watch the wheels. Number 4. 4. 4. Number 5 is up here. Take it from there. Number 6. 5. I'm starting to see my first holes underneath. We're going through. Excuse my English, I'm not perfect bilingual. I'm able to get understood, but not always the good words. It's a good idea to do marks before you drill. You could use your template and mark them all very concentrated, not to do mistakes. So when you start drilling, you could see underneath. I see my mark 5, number 5's mark here, so I just have to drill where I see the paint. Less chance to do mistakes and drill on the wrong hole. I have a rubber mat on the floor that I just tap. I tap it so the piece inside the tool pushes through a little bit. It's easier for the next hole. And I put some water once in a while. Number 6. And number 3. So it finished with number 3 here. That's the Woddy's pattern. So this one I guess is number 1. It steps to, because it's that's the way it's made. This took me about half an hour to drill it with these. When you only have marks, you can't go as fast, that's for sure. You have to take your time and be very aligned on the mark. You can't go fast, bing, bing, bing like that, because you're not going to be very perfect in your measurement. Okay, so once you're done, and you take your studs, push them through. You could help yourself with pliers to pull them through if you're not able to push them through, but usually it's pretty easy. Last night I decided to paint my backers in red because all my sled is all my suspension. I did it in powder coat with this blood red, and so might as well do the backers too. I know it's not going to last because this is very part of the sled where you get all sorts of debris and sand and dirt. It's not going to be nice very long, but it's going to be nice a couple days as long as I don't use it. Okay, so you put your nuts. You need a 532 Allen or 4 millimeters. 4 millimeters, the same thing. Just be sure to be very snug. Okay, that's the good one. You see, it fell off, but it's not loose. You don't want to have the wrong Allen tool because it's going to strip right away. And I use my 1/4 impact to start to thread it all the way after I'm going to finish with my torque wrench. Okay, so okay, so I know this is not over torquing, so instead of going by hand, I use my electric impact, and I'm going to torque these to, they say 30 Newton meters. I think they even say 40 in the Woddy's instructions. I think it's a lot too much. I put it at 29 Newton, and the rubber wants to shit out of the backers. So this is 1-ply track. They're very thin. I'm torquing at 29 Newton meters. And it's more than enough for this track. With the double backers, you see the rubber's coming out. If I torque at 40 newtons, it's going to tear apart. I think it's a lot too much. 29, that's my number, okay? You do what you want, follow the rules you want. I'm only saying what I'm doing for my sled. So we're going to put all the studs and all the backers that way. I'm even a little fancy. I'm putting all the stamps on the same orientation. Doesn't matter, but you can put it the side you want, as long as you don't put it upside down. So I'm going to have, this is 1 1/4 inch track. It's an ice ripper. Okay, I already have the ice studs at the factory, but this is not aggressive at all. I have 900 turbo stage 2, and I want to have more traction. Okay, I'm studying 192 with the 450. I'm actually going to have about 1/2 inch penetration, almost. I could show that to you. So I'm going to have about a 1/2 inch penetration. Okay, you could put higher if you want, you could put lower, whatever, that's your choice. 192 like that in the middle, and it's going to be a lot better than these small ice picks. This is good for security on bare ice, you know, when you're riding normal, riding soft. So thank you for watching, guys. A little tight here. I'm going to be doing a few videos like that when I have time. And if I have a lot of people that ask me, you could ask me what you want. I could do videos for a special demand. If you want to know something special, I could do a video on that. I have a lot of experience with skidoos and everything, but I'm not a track specialist for studs. I follow the rules the more with the recommendations, but you could do whatever you want on your sled, you know. I know people have all their tricks and secrets, and I'm not doing this to be smarter than anybody. I'm just doing this for people that want to have my input and my tricks that some people don't have maybe. I just want to show you something. Don't forget, you need the track tunnel protector, okay? I already have those installed. Hopefully you need that. When you're hitting big bumps, you know, your track's gonna go hit on the stoppers here instead of on the tunnel. And these come right in the center of your track windows here. So there's no studs there. That's why they put the protectors there. Stay tuned. See you.